Hello everyone, it's Charlie here, proprietor of the Yellow Café. The programme that you are about to listen to is the first episode of a new series called A Week of Strength, which has been written and recorded especially for the Yellow Café by BAFTA Nominated entertainer Richard Digance, who is also the recipient of the Gold Award from the Academy of Songwriters and Composers. How amazing is that, and how lucky are we? This series was originally recorded for last year, but due to what was going on in the world, causing our magical cafe to temporarily close, I wasn't able to release it until now. I'd like to say a special thank you to Richard Digance for recording this series for us all to enjoy, and also for being so understanding about the delay in releasing it. I really hope that you will enjoy it. Happy New Year, everyone! Here it is, the first episode of A Week of Strength.
Hello, this is Richard Digance, welcoming you to A Week of Strength, brought to you courtesy of theyellowcafe.co.uk. A Week of Strength is all about calming down, sharing 10 minutes of mindfulness with me. We all need calming down right now, especially after the festivities, or what there was of them, and the thoughts about 2021 and where it will take us all. We don't really have a clue, do we? That's why sometimes we just need to sit and think. Lose ourselves. Well, lose yourself with me. Let me tell you about A Week of Strength. It's a week of mindfulness, and I'm here all the way through 2021, 52 weeks, and each week I will be sending you an episode of A Week of Strength. It was the NHS that recommended 10 minutes every day to help the body and mind cope with the world that seems to get stronger and harder every single day. So let's embrace our strengths, shall we? Join me in a chilled out world that I'd like to share with you. This is the maiden voyage, folks. Programme 1 of 52. It's the beginning of January. January is the coldest month of the year. And I don't know if you know this, but January the 1st, on record, is the coldest day ever recorded since, I wouldn't say time began because of the Ice Age, but since they kept records. January was named after the Roman god Janus, the god of beginnings. How apt. Obviously wasn't a coincidence then, was it? The early Saxons called it Wolf Month because of the cold weather. And because of the cold weather, wolves used to come into their towns, hamlets, to scavenge for food because they were so hungry. Anyway, mindfulness. Imagine a forest. Come with me. Look up at the trees. Just admire the view and lose yourself. You're a long way from the troubles of the world. Mindfulness actually needs imagination. I look at it as, if you like, a fantasy trip, like a children's novel when we were younger. As we look down this forest, I see a man with a big pointed hat and long white beard. His name is Tom Bombadil. That name may be familiar to many of you, but unfamiliar to others, so let me explain. He comes from a poem in 1934. The poem featured Tom himself, his wife Goldberry, and old man Willow, bit of a villain. That poem was special to me because it was at a time when I was trying to be a writer myself, and I was reading and reading and reading because I wanted to see how the clever people did it. And it was this book that set me on the road to writing poetry and short stories. It also set the author of that book on a road, not a forest path, a very wide road of writing and authorship. Because his name was J.R.R. Tolkien. Yes, the great man himself, born this very week, the 3rd of January, 1892. Tolkien. We all read The Hobbit, didn't we? Most of us did. A great children's fantasy. Bilbo Baggins. He who set off, despite being home-loving, to win a share of treasure guarded by Smaug the dragon. Oh yes, fantastic book. We all know, of course, it led to Lord of the Rings. That's what I mean by not a footpath. It was a massive motorway that Tolkien trod. But it all started with this forest where we are walking now. The Times, a very reputable newspaper, named Tolkien 5th in the top 50 British writers. Whoops. Don't believe all you read in the papers. Tolkien was actually born in South Africa. Oh dear. Yes, he lived in United Kingdom and he died in Bournemouth, but his birthplace was South Africa. So they weren't quite right, were they? Let's move from the forest now, just while you're chilling out, and let's see a seascape. Just look at the ocean for a while. The reason I ask you to do that, because in the year 794, long ago, long before I was born, before you ask, the Vikings came to our shores. And the Vikings attacked the beautiful island of Lindisfarne on the Northumbrian coast. When I first read that, it says the Vikings attacked Lindisfarne. I thought, grossly unfair. I liked Lindisfarne, they made a couple of good albums. I didn't realise it was actually the island the Vikings attacked. And it made me think, I don't think Lindisfarne's musicians were actually that old anyway. All credit to Alan Hull, a great songwriter and an old friend of mine. But no, this was the real rocky Lindisfarne. January the 7th, part of this week, was also special for writers like myself. In the year 1714, a patent was issued for the first typewriter. Yes. Don't know if you remember typewriters. Yeah, came before computers. It was designed by a British inventor called Henry Mill, and many of us started our careers as writers, anecdote tellers, short story writers, poets, by using his invention. So this week, his birthday, we thank Henry Mill. And we cannot possibly leave this week without wishing a happy birthday memory to the great Elvis Presley. Yeah, he was born in Mississippi this week on the 8th in 1935. Isn't it incredible to think that if Elvis was still alive, he would be 86? Sadly, Elvis isn't here anymore. He left the building. And that's exactly what I'm going to do now. I'm leaving the building. But I hope this last 10 minutes has helped chill you. Speak to you next week. Look after yourselves.